another example of how the billionaires take advantage of the little people. Yes. Of ordinary folk. Well, we're in Baynac, we are, here in France. Next to the Dordogne River. We'll see it in a moment, probably. But you see, the thing is, we saw how, like, Jeff Bezos, a privileged individual, you could say, one of the richest men in the world, you know, one of the 1%. And we saw what he did regarding his wedding, didn't we? You know, take over Rome and all that, you know? And it's a piss take. That it is. Was it Rome or was it Venice? I can't remember now. Anyway, he took advantage because he can. Because he's got shitloads of money. Well, you see, Jeff Bezos and other billionaires, well, they've got these islands at a place called Indian Creek, you know, these islands. And, you know, it's nicknamed the Billionaires Bunker, it is. They've got a bit of a problem, you know. They've got a problem with the shit. Okay? Literally. They've got a problem with the shit because they've got no way of processing their shit. Alright? Yeah, I know. Bear with me. I know it's a little bit crazy, but while I'm talking about shit, you know, and while you're contemplating that, just press the old, you know, boot the old like button. No? All their poop at the moment is just probably outflowing, you know, or they've got to get it tankered out, alright? Now they can have a processing centre thing put in themselves, but because it's going to cost money, they decide they don't want to do that. So what they applied to do, they tried to get permission, right, to dump their shit on, I think it's called Blue Creek. Blue Creek? No, Surfsides. And they're going to dump their shit on, literally, on Surfsides and make them process it for them, alright? Now, this is all very well, but Surfsides have just spent around 30 million on a whole new processing centre for their citizens, for which their citizens have, you know, paid for. Now, these asses, alright, have managed to get the legislation changed through lobbying, which prevents, like neighbouring islands and what have you, preventing you from dumping your shit on them. Seriously. So this is billionaires' privilege again. You wouldn't be able to do that, would you? No. Doesn't that feel a little bit wrong, do you? Because it does to me. It's I don't understand this. The little people seem to worship the billionaires. It makes no bloody sense to me. Now, I don't think, you know, we should worship them. Oh, I think maybe we should just strip them of all their wealth, yeah. And put them in the stocks, you know. Maybe make them eat their own shit. Maybe throw them all into a human centipede. I don't know. Something like that, you know, be just a ticket. I would be happy at that. Oh, I would. You know, I promise you see the Dordogne River. There it is. That is the Dordogne River. If you want to why I'm bloody high, I'm at the top of Baynac, which is basically there is a big castle up the top of this rock here. Yeah, big castle. It's actually, you can't see it now because I've gone down a little bit. Yeah, I'm about half the height at the moment. It's bloody hard, I tell you. So yeah. Damn, out of breath, I'll tell you that much, going up and down these stone steps. I do love all this, you know, we've got all this napped stone roofing here. You know, can you imagine how much that weighs? On top of your head. You know, where it's very high, there stands the winds, probably because it's so blooming heavy. Yeah. Now I know of one place in the United Kingdom that has a stone, I think it's actually a slate roof. Was it stone? No, a stone roof. And that's a little pub in a little place called Edale. And yeah, there's a pub there with a stone roof, like 2-inch thick slabs of stone on the roof. Amazing, really, how the structure holds all that weight. But you know, if you think, you know, look at that, it's like a dry stone wall, isn't it? It is. That's the roof. Anyway, tell me what you think about that, okay? Are you happy about them dumping their poop on ordinary folk? Because I'm not. Doodly.